Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Newshour, India's voice to the world. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Coming up in the next hour. China notifies Tokyo that it will ban all imports of Japanese seafood amid an escalating diplomatic row over Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi's comments on Taiwan. US Senate unanimously approves bill to release Epstein files, sends bill to Donald Trump for approval. Vladimir Zelensky due to meet Recep Tayyip Erdogan in Turkey to revive peace talks. Kiev strikes targets inside Russia with US-supplied ATACMS missiles. Prime Minister Narendra Modi attends the centenary celebrations of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba in Puttaparthi, Andhra Pradesh, to also inaugurate South India Natural Farming Summit 2025 in Tamil Nadu's Coimbatore today. And in sports, Scotland qualifies for their first Men's World Cup after 28 years. Prime Minister Narendra Modi led the 100th birth anniversary celebrations of Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba in Puttaparthi, Andhra Pradesh. The Prime Minister paid his respects at the Mahasamadhi and released a commemorative coin and stamps to honour Sri Sathya Sai Baba's legacy. He also launched Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana in Puttaparthi. Addressing the gathering, the Prime Minister said that this birth centenary year of Sri Sathya Sai Baba is not just a celebration for our generation, but a divine blessing. He said that Sri Sathya Sai Baba's life was a living embodiment of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, meaning the world is one family, and this birth centenary year has become a grand festival of universal love, peace and service.
Sri Sathya Sai Baba placed Seva at the very heart of human life. He often said, love all, serve all. For him, Seva was love in action. His institutions in education, healthcare, rural development, and many such areas stand as living proof of this philosophy. They show spirituality and service are not separate, but different expressions of the same truth.
Earlier, Prime Minister Modi held a roadshow while on his way to Puttaparthi to attend the birth centenary celebrations of Sri Sathya Sai Baba. People in large numbers lined the streets to welcome the leader. He visited the holy shrine and Mahasamadhi of Sri Sathya Sai Baba in Puttaparthi and offered his respects there. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu, Deputy Chief Minister Pawan Kalyan were also present on the occasion. Former Indian cricketer Sachin Tendulkar, actress Aishwarya Rai Bachchan, Union Ministers Ram Mohan Naidu Kinjarappu and G. Kishan Reddy also attended. Actress Aishwarya Rai thanked Prime Minister Modi for his presence at the event and said it had sanctity and inspiration to this centenary celebration.
Your presence here adds sanctity and inspiration to this centenary celebration and reminds us of Swami's message that true leadership is service, and service to man is service to God.
Sachin Tendulkar shared a heartfelt memory from India's 2011 World Cup triumph. He said that Swami's blessings felt special and inspiring at a crucial moment.
In 2011, after having played multiple World Cups, I knew that that was going to be my last World Cup. There were huge expectations. Emotions were running high. we were having a camp in Bengaluru, and I received a phone call saying that Baba has sent you his book. It brought a smile to my face. I knew that this World Cup is going to be a special one for us. It gave me that confidence, that inner strength, as you call it, as an athlete, I would say that spring in my legs. It was very much there during the camp, and that book became my constant companion. We all know what happened after that in 2011 when India played against Sri Lanka in Mumbai and ended up lifting that trophy.
Moving on, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the South India Natural Farming Summit 2025 in Tamil Nadu's Coimbatore. He will also release the 21st installment of PM Kisan amounting to over 18,000 crore rupees to support 9 crore farmers across the country. DD India's Siddharth Bharadwaj reports.
In a boost to sustainable farming practices, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the South India Natural Farming Summit 2025 in Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu on Wednesday. The three-day event, scheduled from November 19 to 21, aims to promote chemical-free, sustainable and eco-friendly agricultural practices. The Prime Minister will also release the 21st installment of PM Kisan Samman Nidhi, a government scheme offering financial support to small and marginal farmers across India. Under this, more than 18,000 crore rupees will be transferred to nearly 9 crore farmers across the country.
We are very much interested to start the organic farming all over India under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji is very much interested to cultivation all the crops under the natural farming.
Farmers praise natural farming as a sustainable and eco-friendly practice that promotes healthier living.
I am getting more money in the organic farming and natural farming because the land is developing 0.5% only carbon content. Now it will make 5%. So I will get more yield from the natural farming.
The summit, described as a first-of-its-kind gathering, brings together farmers, entrepreneurs, stakeholders from across different states like Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Puducherry, and Karnataka, along with leading scientists. With over 50,000 farmers expected, the event will also showcase indigenous technologies.
India is showing its way to the entire global community how without a poison we can take our food. So there is a very important message, and we are again, it is not only for the purpose of the region, and we must be thankful to our Honorable PM for creating an awareness about the organic farming.
The South India Natural Farming Summit 2025 is widely seen as a potential game changer for the agricultural landscape and the growth of natural farming in South. Siddharth Bharadwaj's report for DD India.
India's President Draupadi Murmu attended the 5th annual convocation of National Institute of Technology, Delhi on Wednesday. The event took place at Vigyan Bhavan in New Delhi and was also attended by Minister of State for Education Dr. Sukanta Majumdar and senior faculty members of the institute. Speaking at the event, President Murmu highlighted India's national development initiatives.
सरकार द्वारा चलाए जा रहे अभियान जैसे डिजिटल इंडिया, मेक इन इंडिया, स्टार्टअप इंडिया, कौशल भारत, सुगम्य भारत मिशन और उन्नत भारत अभियान इस बात का प्रमाण है कि जनभागीदारी के साथ भारत तेजी से आगे अपने लक्ष्यों की ओर अग्रसर हो रहा है। इन सभी राष्ट्रीय प्रयासों का उद्देश्य एक ऐसे भारत का निर्माण करना है जहां हर नागरिकों को समान अवसर और गरिमा मिले और जहां हर व्यक्ति की प्रतिभा के उभरने के लिए उचित वातावरण उपलब्ध हो।
India has issued a strong call for urgent United Nations Security Council reforms, saying the system is stuck in artful delay and procedural acrobatics. Speaking at the start of the new intergovernmental negotiations, IGN framework session, India congratulated the new co-chairs from Kuwait and the Netherlands, but warned that the UN's credibility is at risk. In a sharp message, New Delhi said that the 80-year-old Security Council structure no longer reflects today's geopolitical realities. It also accused the IGN process of becoming a theatre of the absurd, noting that in the 17 years it has produced no text, no outcomes and no progress. India stressed that decades of discussions have yielded nothing, arguing that consensus is being misused as a veto.
Let us not forget in recognizing the reality. All that we have seen in this forum over nearly 2 decades is not action, but artful delay, procedural acrobatics, and a quiet, calculated resistance to change an 80-year-old architecture that is representative of a bygone era. This situation is neither representative, nor equitable, nor credible. There is a need to make the UN fit for purpose by redesigning this framework in order not only to make it reflective of contemporary geopolitical realities, but also to redeem its crisis of legitimacy.
India demanded expansion of both permanent and non-permanent seats, early text-based negotiations and priority for Africa's representation in the permanent category. India also backed representation for small island developing states, but rejected faith-based claims for Security Council seats.
India supports the representation of small island developing states in a reformed council. However, similar claims by other cross-regional groups such as OIC are not comparable. Faith cannot become the determining criteria for council entitlement. The composition and framework of an expanded and reformed council may be decided upon by members of the General Assembly. India stands fully ready to contribute meaningfully towards this agenda, including the IGN framework. Progress on the agenda is dependent on the commitment of member states to meaningfully contribute towards this endeavor in a forward-looking and constructive manner. India urges all member states to come together in this regard. Narrow considerations and parochial views need to be set aside for the larger good of the effective functioning of the Security Council.
Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal launched the Trade Intelligence and Analytics TIA portal, a unified digital platform aimed at improving transparency in trade data and strengthening evidence-based decision-making for policymakers and businesses. The TIA portal, developed by the Department of Commerce since March 2024, integrates global and bilateral trade databases, including UN Comtrade, into a single analytic system. It offers more than 270 interactive visualizations across 28 dashboards, providing insights into India's bilateral trade patterns, global flows, and market diversification opportunities. The minister said that the global services sector offers huge opportunities for Indian enterprises and added that the new portal would support exporters in making better use of free trade agreements.
It's a great wake-up call for all of us, the current volatile situation in the world. If we don't now pool all our resources, government and private sector, together, in this situation, we will really live to regret a lost opportunity. Friends, on our part, we offer you, come up with whatever your demands are. We'll do everything under our command to try and do it. If it is within the department, we'll do it very quickly. If it involves other departments, we'll work on it very actively with other departments and try to get it done. When we talk of QCOs, our idea is not to create any burden. If there's a problem, come back to us. We can always resolve it. But idea is to build the quality consciousness that the world can recognize and respect and experience. Or Indian quality, high quality.
Still to come on DD India News Hour. Focused on India's role as a security provider in the Indian Ocean region, Colombo Security Conclave to begin in Delhi on Thursday. Australia's Foreign Minister Penny Wong to visit India to chart the next phase agenda for a stronger Indo-Pacific partnership.
This week on Defence Dynamics, we unpack the post-Operation Sindoor shift in India's internal security dynamics. We spotlight DRDO's new AI-powered underwater system transforming the mine warfare. We examine the Army's latest upgrade in war missiles for T-90 fleet and track Indonesia's interest in BrahMos boosting India's export reach. Catch the complete breakdown this Wednesday at 8 PM IST only on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Newshour. I am Tanvi Taneja. Tensions between Russia and Ukraine surged overnight as fresh strikes, power cuts and military responses rippled across the region. A Russian attack overnight on Ternopil in western Ukraine killed 9 people and wounded dozens, according to President Volodymyr Zelensky. The strike was part of a wider wave of Russian drone and missile attacks that hit multiple Ukrainian cities. In Kharkiv, 32 people were injured and large fires broke out, while explosions were also reported in Lviv and Ternopil. Authorities imposed emergency power cuts across several regions in response to the widespread damage. Meanwhile, Russia said its air defenses shot down 4 US-made ATACMS fired by Ukraine at Voronezh with debris damaging buildings, as Moscow claimed retaliatory Iskander-M strikes on Ukrainian launch sites. The escalation between the two countries prompted Poland to temporarily shut Rzeszów and Lublin airports after scrambling jets in response to the strikes. Now, amid all this, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky reached Turkey as part of an attempt to revive peace talks with Russia on how to end the conflict in Ukraine. Zelensky said that Ukraine will try to reactivate the diplomatic process to end the conflict. He added that he will discuss with Turkey's counterpart Recep Tayyip Erdogan on how to bring peace in Ukraine. The Kremlin, however, said that Russia would not be sending anyone to Turkey, and it was not immediately clear if there would be US participation in the talks. And for more on this, my colleague Akshay Dongre joins us now. Akshay, according to the Ukrainian side, many people died in Russian strikes. What has prompted this escalation?
Well, Tanvi, if we look at the entirety of conflict, we can see one thing quite clearly, visible from the beginning and even right now, that as far as the balance of power is concerned, it is overwhelmingly shifted towards Russia. Russia is a much powerful country than Ukraine. It has much more, much larger military, much more fighter jets, and other kind of equipment that it can deploy in any kind of warfare, in any kind of a conflict. It is also one of the largest nuclear power in the world. Has one of the largest stockpiles of nuclear weapons. So the balance of power was never there. Russia always had an edge as far as superiority is concerned in terms of technology, in terms of numbers. However, we have seen Ukraine trying to get more and more advanced weapon systems from Europe. So as Ukraine gets more and more developed weapon systems, Russia steps up the pressure. Russia steps up the attack. It brings in some of the more powerful weaponry that it has, and it has kept for a time when the conflict escalates to newer levels. So it seems that as you have rightly mentioned, the newer kind of weaponry, including the missiles and drones that Ukraine is now procuring from from the West, including European countries, the US. It is prompting Russia to launch far deadlier strikes on the Ukrainian soil. So it seems that as US and other European powers are providing more dangerous weaponry to Ukraine, and as Ukraine is daring to attack the inside cities of Russia, which it was only keeping reserved for the areas that are annexed by Russia, Russia is also forced to launch far deadlier strikes, and what we saw last night was an example of that.
Okay, besides Ukraine, Poland also scrambled its fighter jets because of the escalation. Do you see the dangers of a spillover in this conflict now?
Well, yes, absolutely. They have been there for quite a while. We have seen, NATO forces time and again issuing threats to Russia, be it on economic front or warfare front. But the kind of escalation that we are seeing now is unprecedented. It's dangerous at many levels. Countries like Poland that are also, are there just on the east, western side of Russia are getting dragged into the conflict time and again. The countries there not only are deploying more and more deadlier weaponry, they are also acting in self-defense, and this is one of the worst fears of this conflict, that if for even due to an accident NATO gets involved in the conflict, it is going to have far graver consequences for the entire of Europe and Russia.
This conflict far from over right now. Thank you very much, Akshay, for all those updates and details.
Thank you.
India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar met first DPM, Deputy Prime Minister Denis Manturov, in Moscow on Thursday. Both the leaders took progress of made from their last meeting for the 26th IRIGC Tech in August 2025. They also reviewed preparations for the upcoming annual India-Russia Leaders Summit in New Delhi next month. Union Minister for State for Communications and Rural Development, Dr. Chandrasekhar Pemasani, on Monday addressed members of the Indian community in Baku. He extended warm greetings and appreciated the vibrant gathering of over 1,000 individuals. The MOS commended the community for its unity, as reflected in the establishment of multiple associations such as the Indian-Azerbaijan Association, the Azerbaijan Telugu Association, the Baku Tamil Sangam, among others. The minister also urged the youth to proudly embrace their dual identity, uniting India's ancient wisdom with a modern, multicultural outlook. India is hosting the 7th meeting of the Colombo Security Conclave National Security Advisors in New Delhi tomorrow, bringing together key regional partners to strengthen security cooperation in the Indian Ocean region. National Security Advisor G. Dobal will chair the discussions with his counterparts from Maldives, Mauritius, Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. Seychelles will join as an observer, while Malaysia participates as a special guest. The previous NSA meeting took place in Mauritius in 2023, followed by the signing of its founding documents in Sri Lanka in 2024. Deputy NSAs have also held regular rounds of talks, most recently online in July last year. The conclave focuses on cooperation across key pillars: maritime security, counter-terrorism, cybersecurity, transnational crime and disaster relief. Tomorrow's meeting will review progress and outline the action plan and roadmap for 2026. Australia's Minister for Foreign Affairs Penny Wong will attend the 16th Australia-India Foreign Ministers Framework Dialogue and her 26th meeting with the Indian counterpart Dr. S. Jaishankar in New Delhi today. In a press release, Wong said the cooperation under the Comprehensive Strategic Partnership reflects deepening alignment and shared vision for a peaceful, stable and prosperous Indo-Pacific region. She said that her discussions with Jaishankar will set the course for an even more ambitious, future-focused agenda as the partnership enters the next phase. She added that the two sides look to enhance cooperation across cyber and strategic technology, trade, maritime security, defence, sports and people-to-people ties. Together, Australia and India are working bilaterally through the Quad and through multilateral institutions to advance both nations' collective security and prosperity. Gangster Lawrence Bishnoi's brother and most wanted terrorist Anmol Bishnoi has been deported to India. His arrival in India is being considered a major success for Indian investigative agencies. The National Investigation Agency had declared Anmol Bishnoi a most wanted criminal and had also announced a reward of 10 lakh rupees for him. Bishnoi is involved in at least 18 serious criminal cases in India. His alleged crimes include plotting the murder of former Maharashtra Minister Baba Siddique in Mumbai, the firing outside actor Salman Khan's residence in Bandra, and playing a key role in the killing of Punjabi singer Sidhu Moosewala. JDU Supremo Nitish Kumar on Thursday was elected the leader of the party's legislature wing, while the BJP chose Samrat Chaudhary and Vijay Kumar Sinha as its legislature party leader and deputy leader, respectively. In Patna, newly elected JDU MLAs held a meeting at Nitish Kumar's residence, where he was chosen as the leader of the legislature party. Meanwhile, Samrat Chaudhary was elected as the leader of the BJP legislature party and Vijay Kumar Sinha as the deputy leader. In a meeting of newly elected BJP MLAs in Patna, Bihar, it was announced by UP Deputy Chief Minister and BJP Central Observer Keshav Prasad Maurya with the election aimed at organizing party leadership and strategy in the Bihar legislature. The 11th edition of joint annual Indo-Sri Lanka exercise Mitra Shakti is going on in full swing at Foreign Training Node in Belagavi, Karnataka. Both the contingents are showcasing seamless coordination and operational proficiency while executing joint drills across urban and semi-urban terrain. The exercise reaffirms the shared commitment of India and Sri Lanka to regional peace and security, while further deepening defence cooperation, camaraderie and building bonds between the two armies. Next, we take a look at other stories making news in India. The Indian Society of Aerospace Medicine, ISAM, will hold its 64th annual conference at the Institute of Aerospace Medicine, Bengaluru, from Thursday to Friday, inaugurated by Air Chief Marshal AP Singh, Chief of the Air Staff, with around 300 delegates exploring the theme, Innovations in Aerospace Medicine, Infinite Possibilities, through expert panels, orations and over 100 scientific papers. The Indian National Trust for Art and Cultural Heritage, INTAC, launched Project Gajalok, a landmark initiative exploring the cultural and ecological legacy of the Asian elephant. The project will begin with a public exhibition from 19th to 25th of November and a roundtable on 20th November at INTAC, New Delhi. Afghanistan's Minister of Industry and Commerce, Nuruddin Azizi, arrives in New Delhi on his 5-day official visit to India. The visit will focus on advancing bilateral trade and investment ties. He is expected to visit the India International Trade Fair, besides meeting Indian officials, especially those related to trade and commerce. This marks one of the highest level visits from the Taliban government to India since their takeover of Kabul in August 2021. You're watching DD India Newshour, still to come on the show. US designates Saudi Arabia as a major non-NATO ally. Mohammed bin Salman pledges to increase investment in the US to $1 trillion. And a powerful snowstorm strikes Patagonia and Chile, killing 5 tourists.
India did not agree that Hindus and Muslims could not live together. This was a birth of a country or two countries, but it was a birth that was also an abortion, because you were literally killing this country that was being born at that point. Every time a Muslim came to prominence in India, President of India, Chief Justice of India, cricket captains, whatever, it was a standing rebuke of the very Pakistani idea. If a Muslim could achieve all this in India, then why did Pakistan need to be created?
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Newshour. I'm Tanvi Taneja. A reminder of our top stories. China notifies Tokyo that it will ban all imports of Japanese seafood amid an escalating diplomatic row over Prime Minister Sane Takaichi's comments on Taiwan. US Senate unanimously approves bill to release Epstein files, sends bill to Donald Trump for approval. Zelensky due to meet Recep Tayyip Erdogan in Turkey to revive peace talks. Kiev strikes targets inside Russia with US-supplied ATACMS. And in sports, Scotland qualifies for their first Men's World Cup after 28 years. Lawmakers in the US House of Representatives and Senate approved a bill with only one no vote to compel the Trump Justice Department to release a trove of files from investigations into convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The Epstein Transparency Act passed the House of Representatives on Tuesday by a vote of 427:1, sending a resolution requiring the release of all unclassified records on Epstein to the Senate for consideration. The Senate passed the bill before it officially receives it from the House and then adjourned. This means the bill will officially pass Congress on Wednesday. Donald Trump, who campaigned against the bill before an abrupt U-turn, has promised to sign it into law. The Justice Department then has 30 days to release all files related to Jeffrey Epstein and his co-conspirator, G. Maxwell. Further, President Donald Trump announced on Tuesday the formal designation of Saudi Arabia as a major non-NATO ally during a White House gala dinner with Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman.
Tonight, I'm pleased to announce that we're taking our military cooperation to even greater heights by formally designating Saudi Arabia as a major non-NATO ally, which is something that is very important to them, and I'm just telling you now for the first time because I wanted to keep a little secret for tonight. Tonight, I'm pleased to announce.
The US and Saudi Arabia signed agreements on arms sales, including F-35 fighter jets and a civil nuclear energy cooperation. Trump said that the US would sell F-35 stealth fighter jets to Saudi Arabia.
We're going to have a deal. They're going to purchase F-35s. They're buying them from Lockheed, and it's a great plane. We make, by the way, the best military equipment. You saw that during the Iran little skirmish. We make the best planes, the best missiles. We make the best offensive missiles. We make the best military equipment in the world. Nice.
Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman pledged to increase Saudi investment in the US to $1 trillion, though details and a timeline were not provided. Donald Trump defended Saudi Crown Prince, stating that he knew nothing about the killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi, contradicting US intelligence assessments. The Crown Prince denied ordering the operation, but acknowledged responsibility as the kingdom's de facto ruler. On to Chile now. 5 tourists were killed in a powerful snowstorm in Chile's Torres del Paine National Park in the southern region of Patagonia. The authorities stated on Tuesday that 4 more who were reported missing had been found alive. 2 Germans, 2 Mexicans and 1 British national were killed in the snowstorm. Authorities are focused on retrieving the 5 victims' bodies and may complete the work by tomorrow, as per the weather conditions. According to officials, the tourists became lost near the national park's Los Perros camp, reachable only by a 4 to 5 hour trek from the closest accessible point by vehicle. The area was struck by a snowstorm causing whiteout conditions with fierce wind speeds surpassing 193 km per hour, equivalent to a Category 3 hurricane. Still to come on DD India Newshour. COP30 host Brazil produced the first draft of an agreement after negotiations on sticking points stretched late into the night. And the National Unity March, Sardar at 150 to honour Sardar Patel's 150th birth anniversary.
India did not agree that Hindus and Muslims could not live together. This was a birth of a country or two countries, but it was a birth that was also an abortion, because you were literally killing this country that was being born at that point. Every time a Muslim came to prominence in India, President of India, Chief Justice of India, cricket captains, whatever, it was a standing rebuke of the very Pakistani idea. If a Muslim could achieve all this in India, then why did Pakistan need to be created?
You're watching DD India Newshour. I am Tanvi Thaneja. With just 3 days remaining, Brazil wants its COP, the first to be held in the Amazon, to be a success. The Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Bhupendra Yadav, met with his Brazilian counterpart, Marina Silva, on the sidelines of COP30 in Belém. Their discussions involved developments in the ongoing COP and critical agenda items around it, with a particular focus on adaptation and South-South cooperation. The ministers also discussed topics such as the circular economy and biodiversity conservation. India joined the Brazil-led Tropical Forests Forever facility as an observer at the Leaders' Summit ahead of COP30 in Belém. So Brazilian diplomats are working day and night with negotiators in the hope of reaching an initial consensus by Wednesday in the presence of President Lula da Silva. The host nation expects to land a deal on some of the most contentious issues, including a halt on rising greenhouse gas emissions, cutting fossil fuel use, and coping up with the damage caused by warming temperatures. Any such deal would confound expectations set by recent COP summits, all of which have run way past their scheduled end. The conference is due to end at 2100 hours GMT on Friday. Meanwhile, the deadlock over where the next year's COP will be held still continues. Although Prime Minister Anthony Albanese made it clear that Australia will not stand in the way of Turkey hosting the COP31. He, however, insisted that the interests of Pacific Island countries should be prioritized. Both the countries submitted bids in 2022 to host COP31 and neither withdrew. Consensus on the host country must be reached at COP30, currently underway in Belém. If neither Australia nor Turkey backs down, the conference would default to Bonn in Germany, though Germany has said it does not want to host it. With the German economy stagnating and even large companies losing market share to China and other global players, companies across Germany are trying to reinvent themselves. Lars Holter joins me with Deutsche Welle Berlin now. Lars, what can these companies do to stay in business?
Thanks for having me. Well, they can adapt, sometimes change what they're selling, sometimes change who they're selling to. And especially that last one we can currently see with lots of mid-sized German companies moving into the defense sector. The German Association for Security and Defense Companies has seen its corporate membership nearly double over the past year, with more than 200 companies joining the group. That's companies from all sorts of industries that all have one thing in common: they never worked in defense before, but they're trying to get into the sector. There's a very simple reason for that too. Orders are down in many other sectors. Business is slow. Many companies work way below their capacity. Meanwhile, the German government is almost doubling its defense budget, and so is the European Union. Now, looking at Germany in particular, Berlin is likely to spend 170 billion euros annually on defense in the next years. And while 80% of these funds will likely go to the big three, the tank and weapons specialists Rheinmetall and KNDS, as well as Airbus Defense, those companies are working with literally tens of thousands of smaller suppliers. And that's an interesting field for many companies.
All right. Thank you very much, Lars, for all those updates. You're watching DD India Newshour. Time now for some sporting action. Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia shared details about the ongoing unity walks across the country to mark the 150th birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. He also outlined the plan for the upcoming National Unity March.
To celebrate the 150th birth anniversary of the Iron Man of India, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the Sardar @150 Unity March is being organized nationwide. At a press conference, Union Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia spoke about the progress of district-level walks under Sardar @150 and shared the roadmap for the National Unity March.
देश में 850 से अधिक स्थानों पर पदयात्रा हो चुकी है। कई स्टेट विधानसभा लेवल पर सरदार 150 पर यूनिटी मार्च का आयोजन कर रहे हैं। बहुत अच्छा उत्साह मिल रहा है। देश के माय भारत के साथ जुड़े हुए 2 करोड़ से अधिक पदयात्री, देश के आम नागरिक, देश के सभी जनप्रतिनिधि, देश के सभी व्यक्ति विशेष को इस पदयात्रा में जुड़ने के लिए माय भारत प्लेटफॉर्म पर हमने रजिस्ट्रेशन ओपन करा है। सब लोग उसमें रजिस्ट्रेशन कराएं और इस पदयात्रा में जुड़े।
The National Unity March will begin on 26 November from Sardar Patel's ancestral home in Karamsad and conclude on 6 December at the Statue of Unity. Over 11 days, participants will cover nearly 190 kilometers. Each day, union ministers, chief ministers, state ministers, governors, and members of parliament will lead the march. Along the route, there will be 150 thematic stops featuring exhibitions, cultural performances, and community programs dedicated to Sardar Patel's legacy. 10 major Sardar Sabhas will highlight themes such as cooperation, administrative leadership, constitutional vision, and the integration of princely states. Marchers will walk 15 to 18 kilometers daily. NSS units will conduct parallel social development and awareness activities in nearby villages along the route. To participate in this historic campaign, registration can be completed on the My Bharat portal. Sushil Kumar's report for DD India.
Scotland will go to the Men's World Cup for the first time in 28 years after stoppage time goals by Kieran Tierney and Kenny McLean secured a memorable 4-2 victory over Denmark at Rockinghampton Park. On Tuesday, the Scots led twice inside 90 minutes, twice lost that lead, then scored 2 fabulous goals in injury time, one from their own half to ensure that they will return to the finals for the first time since 1998 in France. While Euro 2024 winners Spain also booked their ticket with a 2-2 draw against Turkey. The draw extended Spain's unbeaten streak to 31 matches. The 2026 World Cup in Canada, Mexico and the United States will mark Spain's 17th appearance at the tournament, continuing an unbroken streak of qualification that began in 1978. Their sole triumph came in 2010 when they lifted the trophy in South Africa. Switzerland too qualified for the next year's World Cup despite being held 1-1 by Kosovo on Tuesday. Switzerland finished top of Group B with 14 points, completing an unbeaten qualifying campaign. And that's all for this edition of DD India Newshour. Do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. Connect with us on our different social media handles at DD India Live. And you can also download our DD India mobile app for quick news and updates on the go. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Tanvi Taneja from all of us here in New Delhi. Thank you for watching. Namaskar.